another episode of the getWITit podcast. And as you can see, this is our second time videotaping. We are trying something new and exciting in 2019. So if you're watching this, you can also listen to this. And if you're listening, you can watch it.
Ooh, put a face to the voice.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
Or you can just check out elizabethtolia.com and see behind the mic, and there's a pic of me. So,
Wow.
we also, I want to throw out getWITit.org, which all these ladies' faces are on that website.
Picture.
And voices.
And voices
For the listeners in the audience.
will be for the getWITit.org. And on my YouTube channel, this will be on the YouTube channel. And we're once again here live at Expeed Software. Seems to be working out well with this little setup. Yeah.
Well, Expeed Software is an excellent partner and sponsor for our initiative here, so we appreciate their support.
See, we got Terry. So everybody remembers Terry from a she is from a podcast a couple weeks ago. Yeah, and
And
Terry-
our past conferences.
oh yeah,
You were
Terry.
a speaker before.
I've worn many hats.
Yes.
I've been at
For
the
this
table.
organization, that's
right.
Red table.
Yeah, Terry's all
Done a little
over.
business development, done a little presentation, speaking,
She's our go-to.
backup, the go-to girl.
So when you have that panic moment on a
Just saying.
conference where you two are like, oh shit,
What are we gonna do?
So when I start blinking real
that's
fast,
right, the SOS blink. I
Can
got
you start holding
That'll
up
be it.
just like big signs with like words
Gotcha
on them? Like,
covered.
this is
That's
what you
right.
say. Or like you
We're
tell
all
the
good?
audience like applause
That's right.
now.
Applause now.
what about a tug on the ear? Can I do the Carol Burnett?
Yeah.
I'm so
Yes.
glad we had this time.
Yeah.
Thank you so
So,
much.
but not only is Terry joining us as she's going to chat it up with us, we have Michelle
I
Harris.
do need a counselor.
Okay. Michelle Harris and Amanda Lang. Am I saying the last name right?
Yep, like
Because I screwed up. I screw up.
That's
last
right,
names,
Lang.
as you
And
know.
what's my name?
Bettinger.
Close enough.
I practiced. I did. Okay.
Okay.
Bettinger.
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 Oh,
Betty girl.
So-
We'll get there.
That's
One day we'll know each other's names.
Exactly.
Until then, just call
So-
us whatever
Just
you want.
counselor.
Counselor.
I've been called worse.
Terry is on the advisory board for getWITit, and so she is tells us when we screw up and what we do wrong and how to make everything right. Come on, yeah.
I would like to think that my value statement is really helping to challenge us as we move forward with a mission and vision that's even more aspirational than the year before.
See?
That's what I like to think.
Ooh,
I
that
do.
touched my heart.
That's what my parents would say to me before they said you're on punishment.
Just, I know we can do better.
So my son was on yellow today. Maybe I should say that to him.
Better take Terry home.
Oh.
She'll set him straight.
Jeez. So, and we have some confusion. We're just gonna this is laying it all out there. So, Angela Lopez is the getWITit National Board President. I'm the Vice President. Dan Greenleaf is the Treasurer, National Board, and Katie DeTore is the Secretary, National Board. Michelle Harris is the Columbus Chapter President, and Amanda is the Columbus Chapter VP.
All right.
So, so there's no confusion because I had people like, "Oh, you're leaving getWITit," and I was like, "No,
So
no,
it's just
no.
so far from
yeah."
the truth.
We're growing.
As we expand and grow that footprint, we have to organizationally keep up with the leaders to
I'm calling you
support
every
that.
morning.
Do you have
every
a podcast
morning
that just
for.
says motivational quotes?
Oh my gosh.
Just what we're doing.
Thank you, Terry.
This is what we're doing.
I'm calling you every morning.
But I am excited. This is for what's even next. I know we have a lot to do with what's on our plate now, but very excited about what's to come, right? As
Yeah.
we talk about Pittsburgh and we talk about some other locations. So
I've started so many text messages for you, and I was like, don't be the dorky girl. I wanted to say I'm so excited I don't know what to do.
Oh,
But I was like,
And then I actually send them to you.
You did.
Great, because I knew I would say it to your face,
Own
which is
it.
way better than a text
Own
message.
it.
You know what? Do we hug on the podcast?
We can.
Come here, girl.
All right.
Come here, mama.
I just want to almost clap for
I'm
him.
so excited. I'm so counselor. I'm so excited. Oh, little sister. I'm so excited.
Oh my God, you're
Okay.
so funny.
And we're back.
And we're back.
I am. I'm very excited about what we've done in the past, and that got us to how where we are now. And our future is amazingly bright. I mean, this sunglass is just. I don't.
Were you gonna
feel-
sing
Wait, that needs to be inside
No,
my
this is-
sunglasses.
I
Get
draw the
with it.
line at singing.
Get with it. Sunglasses.
That's one
I need
thing.
to draw the line, but forget about it. In my
It's
car,
in the
there's
sand.
this invisible shield. Nobody can see me. But I'm really excited about what we have for our future.
Yep.
And it's bright because it's like this is a good team. This is a good team for us to be on. And I can now be the girl I wanted to have when I was a girl. I could be that girl now to help somebody out. So,
And I think
excited.
I think the opportunities are endless. I
Yeah.
think that there is a huge I'm gonna say demand, sometimes a known demand, sometimes an unknown demand
Yeah.
for what we can and do, right? When we talk about empowerment, we talk about educating, we talk about connecting women within the technology realm, the demand is unlimited. And so I think our challenge will be, how do we tap into that demand? How do we meet that demand? And then continue to expand from a national perspective.
I'm all about taking over the world. You know
I'm
that.
not about, I'm thinking, how do you rein it in so that horse doesn't go wherever it wants to go?
Right.
It's like
Yep.
not, making sure we stay the course.
Yep.
Just reel me in.
Well, and
But
that's,
yeah,
for
yeah.
me, I think that's
Yeah.
where the staying very focused on educate, empower, and connect, right?
Yeah.
We could take on a spectrum that's beyond, right, any of that. But
Educate,
to educate,
empower,
empower, and
connect.
connect people is so, right there is the fundamental that empowers women, right?
I believe in words and that words make
Mm-hmm.
words. Empower. What was your P word?
I said educate, empower, and connect.
Oh, empower.
Right?
Okay. Because educate, E, empower, P,
Mhm.
inspire, I,
Mm-hmm.
connect, C.
Yep.
This is epic.
Epic.
This is epic.
Yeah.
This is epic.
Right.
What, on our shirt we can
We
say,
could.
this is epic.
This is epic.
Yeah.
This is epic.
You could.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
2020, our conference will be called Epic. This is epic.
Epic Con.
2020 has kind of been an important year.
And why is that, Elizabeth?
Uh-oh.
Did you guys hear music that went dun dun dun?
Share with us.
You just led her right into
Why?
that.
It's certainly
Go,
not-
share now.
The year of the pig will be over, so
The year of the
bacon
pig.
is not the driver. What
Bacon.
is it about 2020?
Well, it's an election year.
Yes,
Oh,
it
important.
is.
Important.
And besides that,
And it's our 5th anniversary.
woo, woohoo!
Big deal. Big deal.
So epic 5.
Epic 5. It's gonna be
Dun, dun, dun,
Saying.
dun, 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 dun,
Just saying.
dun, 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 dun,
yes,
dun.
big year 2020.
Wow, 5
It's
years.
going to be
Epic. So, but we got to get through this epic year.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Rain me
so
in.
it's good. It's good. We like the
Yeah.
excitement. So Michelle has been getting a lot of emails from myself and from the volunteers. We had a call to action on in January, and it was very successful.
Where we all learned Michelle was a model.
We did. Did you know Michelle?
Oh, do you want to see her? She's in a Vogue
no.
Darren, I'm gonna have to
Vogue.
forward this picture to
It
you.
was
right? Or like-
Giorgio Armani.
Oh.
See, don't get it twisted.
Who am I?
So
I too was a model, not in that way though. I had pigtails. And I played on a playground and hung upside down on the monkey bars and ended up on greeting cards.
Oh, well, you did share that with me on
You
your.
know.
wow.
And then became Pippi Longstocking on TV because of that. So,
Nice.
Just
There you
saying.
go.
That's pretty cool. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try. I need to find your old Hallmark card. I think we should just start giving those
Let's
out.
not
You
do
could.
that.
Yeah.
From
Let's not
the
do
desk
that.
of Terry.
Every everyone's, they have to put their birthday whenever they actually buy tickets.
Yeah.
And then we
send them out
out.
from you.
They were adorable, and then I grew up.
And
Just saying.
so, but a backstory on the Michelle thing. Angie is texting me one night, and she sends me this picture, and it's legit Michelle. It's Michelle.
She's
And
lying if she ever says it's not.
And
Michelle.
Angie goes, "Is this our new Columbus president?" And I was like, "Damn, she looks good." And so when we had to call to action, that's the picture we used.
Oh my gosh. Somebody, but during Christmas time, someone pointed that out to me. I'm like, if I were.
Looks exactly like you. Come on, girl.
I
Exactly.
am contacting Maury, and I'm going to find out
Yeah,
if,
you need to.
if that's my child.
It could be.
Yeah, I did. I had to ask some friends, did I have a baby?
Did I not remember birthing
I
someone?
have a baby? Just like
Yeah,
that.
it looks exactly.
It's like
like
I
her.
really had to look close, and I'm like,
I did too.
no, that's her.
It was.
Thought somebody owed me money.
Yeah,
funny.
you need
Yeah.
your.
You had, like,
this-
someone who
this-
took this
this
picture
young
and, like,
lady,
put
your-
oh my God.
Put the backdrop behind it.
like
you need
shaved
to
off 100 pounds.
You-
and something.
No, my God, it looks exactly. So yeah,
She's
so
gorgeous,
Angie
yeah.
then of course put it on the call to action, like, this is your new Columbus, and that's
That's the
that-
post.
That's
See, that's
the post.
her. She even knows the post.
She even knows the post.
That's just
She's
one of the
proud.
posts.
So,
Oh,
you know
Googled
how-
her. I Googled her.
So,
Oh man.
with that, what is the mission, vision, plan for the Columbus chapter for 2019? What could we share with people for 2019?
We're definitely going to connect with more ladies.
Okay.
More and more. We're going to be that voice that, frankly, I didn't know that
Existed.
I had.
Mm.
And there's other ladies that are these islands, and they're in
Yep.
the IT world alone.
Yep.
So we are making the connections. We're putting the call out into space. Hey, hello, are you there? So that's my goal, is to like connect with ladies who
Mhm.
didn't realize that there's a community. There's an us.
And I think that connecting is important, but I also think what you said is the voice. You know,
Yeah.
one of the things, our youth track
Mhm.
last year, Cool Tech Girls, some of our Girl Con. One of the biggest opportunities, I know with our youth, our young ladies entering into STEM, but a lot of our professional women as well. One of the biggest challenges is learning how to use your voice, assert your voice timely, professionally, positively, but using your voice. And so that's something I would love to see in 2019, us helping women really discover their voice. And I think with connecting with the organization, the WITI organization, a lot of the conference materials and sessions, a lot of the tech meetups that we do and the networking, I think helps tremendously. I've heard this feedback from so many women, helps them to be confident in their voice,
Yeah.
right? Without being, and I don't want to, but without being a man hater, right? This isn't about creating contention and creating.
Yeah,
you
we're
know,
not man haters.
No,
Not at all.
But quite often the culture that has grown throughout the years for women to become where they are, quite often it was not a culture that welcomed and embraced the decision-making voice of women at that table. And so I think one of the things I would love for us to be able to really focus on is helping our constituents, right, really learn and be comfortable and confident in using and asserting their voice in the
Yeah.
places that they are in the community.
I think you said a good word, being comfortable, because when I entered into IT, I didn't even know what I was doing, why I was here, and my first year as a recruiter, I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't do this.
What am I doing?
Who am I? Who am I to go to
Right.
these managers as an account manager and be
Right.
like, you should work with me because you like me.
Right.
And then I found getWITit, and I'm like, I have a voice here. Like,
Yes.
I'm important. I'm a female.
I'm capable.
Yeah.
I'm competent.
And just being
Yes.
accepted, I want everyone who's even thinking about being involved to feel as accepted as I did on that first conference. Not even the first conference, even before that, whenever I just connected about
Yep.
issues about the space that was being
But
used.
you as an adult have that recognition, and I say again, that was such a it was a moving, compelling, whatever the right adjective is. Our youth track last year was so amazing. Those young ladies.
Oh, the 30.
The 30 young
okay.
ladies in the youth track.
So just so our listeners know, we kind of
sure.
got to do a little background here. In September, when we had our conference, we decided to do a youth track. And I will tell you, it was a very stressful undertaking because I didn't really know too much about that
Early
age.
education,
Yes.
youth.
It's just a lot different than getting women together or
Yes.
men or any
Yes.
conference.
And you have a lot of liability when it
Yes.
comes with
Yes.
with children. And
The logistics are different.
the
Yes.
logistics were
But
different.
they're
The same. They were the same.
their challenges in engaging with the world that they're in and their challenges with finding their place are exactly the same as
yeah.
any professional
Yes.
woman. And again, it's all about they're so aware of their surroundings. They're so aware.
Well, and what was unique about
Yeah.
those 30 girls is we had them brought in from community houses. Some of them were from shelter homes in
Yeah.
inner city Columbus.
Community for New Directions.
Yes, Community for New
Some of
Directions.
yeah.
And it was very important to getWITit to make sure that we start exposing
Yeah.
perhaps those young ladies who don't have the same opportunities as
Others.
and being able to offer up those opportunities, which leads us to GirlCon
Yeah.
this year.
Which I say again though, they were 5th through 8th grade.
Yeah,
about right?
Yeah.
Something like that. But I had some very engaging conversation with them that affected me. I mean, I hope we affected them. I hope we gave them some, path that they could see their themselves succeeding. But it affected me just to hear some of their situational, challenges and how much the same is what I experienced.
Yeah.
It's the same. They're so smart. They're so aware. And the challenge is, what do we do with it? And so that's where I think, again, connecting like women together within that technology field and giving them the tools and the knowledge and
Equipping.
sometimes equipping them to be able to be successful, which quite often is finding your voice, having confidence, comfort. And because I always say, Marie Metcalf, who's our other executive advisor.
Yes.
I was fortunate enough, had a great experience. She has a NPR show about leadership, inspirational leadership. And she has interviewed some of the greatest minds, of the world around leadership.
I'm going to be the last person she talks
And
to.
well, so I was so fortunate, but again, I think one of the big differences between good and great isn't in knowledge, learning, degrees, and capability. It's purely in comfort with yourself. When you say, I know who I am, that's one thing. When you say, I know who I am and I'm good with it, that's empowerment. That's where you go from good to great. And I think helping, again, our colleagues and especially our younger women, young ladies growing up into STEM, giving them that comfortability to say, I know who I am and I'm good with it. And I know the difference I can make. To me, that's where some of those opportunities, you talk about the opportunities, that's where some of those big opportunities
I think, was it at our call to action, I believe it was Angie who said something about like, women and children are, especially young girls, are always told, like, if you want to help someone, because as women, that's just what we want to do.
Yes.
You grew up to be a nurse, a teacher, a stay-at-home mom, all these things that we're so used to women doing. And that's fine and that's great, but, like, there's also this whole big world. There's not a business I can think of that doesn't have IT. That doesn't have tech.
Your recognition, the kind of intuitive or natural instincts of women, right? To be caregivers, to be service-oriented, to be nurturers. Oh my gosh, there's such a huge a value statement of that in technology. So if you've ever gone to an invention league, so I judge at sometimes the invention leagues, these young people, oh my gosh, they're brilliant, they're so smart, but they're so socially conscious. They come up with these amazing technical solutions to the social challenges of the world. They're so empathetic. They hear a news story about water shortages in South Africa, and they have solutions they want to solve for it. They hear a story about a child left in a car, and dies, and they feel that pain. They're so empathetic, and they come up with great technical solutions for it. And so I think those attributes that we talk about that sometimes are intuitive to women have a huge value statement in technology, and we just have to help them see it. We have to help them see
I think it's
that.
important also for them to realize that whenever I started in tech, I was like, I'm not techie, my phone hates me, my computer hates me.
You think it's all about
everything's
coding.
gonna throw,
Elizabeth,
this
I'm
coder
not,
over here.
I'm not a
like,
technologist because I'm not a coder.
But
She
there's
says
a
that.
whole-
You're thinking about slinging code and there's more to
there is
IT
a whole business world of
than
IT.
slinging code.
I don't know a single line of code. I could
And
not.
that's okay.
Yes, you
Look
do.
at it.
Yes, you do.
Okay, I used to write my own MySpace background, so I can code in HTML.
And you can
There you
also,
go.
the first,
See?
your code is your ATM. Your ATM number. And that HTML, I mean, you do, we all have the if we could walk and talk, we can all code because we're doing that every day.
Yeah.
We just haven't transferred it into a jerky, tape written glasses in your pocket protector
Your black and green
into like,
screen,
binary and
7 computer
ones
monitors.
and zeros. But we all can code and we all can lead and we all can lead a program. We can all take this idea of this tool we need into invent it and have users use it.
Well,
There's
and
just always a spot, no matter
and
what
it
your skill is.
takes diverse backgrounds, perspectives, experiences
Mhm.
to make that tech tool usable to
Yes,
all.
100%.
Right, because
absolutely.
most businesses, when you talk about retail and you talk about e-commerce,
Mhm.
the constituency that we're serving is as diverse as we are,
Mhm.
more so, right? And so we have to have those diverse minds and diverse experiences
Yep.
to prove out the usability and the
Yeah.
efficacy of it,
Oh,
not
yeah.
just the
You
coding
can't
of
just
it.
have code. You have people who test. You have people
Yeah.
who
And so I think,
communicate. to
again, one of our
business
roles
owners.
with getWITit is bringing those diverse skills, aptitudes, experiences
Yeah.
to the table and
Yeah.
helping them see their value.
It is more than coding. That's the heart. When you hear information technology, it's more than your hold on. I'm gonna get this. It's more than that. It's putting that whole
Also, you can be a
thing
cool
into a
coder
tool.
too if you want to be.
Absolutely.
There are
that
some
was
rock
cool.
stars.
I was
yeah.
cool. I
Look,
didn't have
right
a pocket
here.
protector, but my glasses. But it's
I think you
that
should
we
get one
make
with like your
tools.
name on it or
it is
something.
a tool.
A pocket
Yeah.
protector with your like initials. You should get that.
Well, it's a purse. I got a big pocket.
Well,
I need a
you need
pocket.
more.
I need a whole purse.
I'm thinking the
I'm gonna
fanny
put my
pack's coming
snacks.
back.
They're coming back. I got a
It is
couple. I'm not
called
gonna
a
lie
belt
to
bag
you.
now.
Fanny
It's
pack's
called
coming back.
It is called
I
a belt
like
bag.
them. I have just like the nylon one still, but
Oh,
I'm thinking
no,
about getting a leather
seriously.
one.
This one has one.
You have a leather one?
Girl,
Tell
I
me
wore
about
it
it.
at the,
I've seen her
I wore
wear
it
it.
at the Cleveland. I
She
wore it
did.
I
at the
need
Cleveland
this.
conference.
How do I get this?
Well, I'll show
She
you
has
one day.
contacts.
Ooh.
She's got
I'll
contacts.
show you, but it's called a belt bag.
I
If
like
it's a nylon
it.
fanny pack, no offense to those of you who still have one, get rid of it. But I'm just saying.
Mine's from Homage. It's like kind of hip, right? That's a hip store.
Okay, all right, you may.
You can tell yourself that.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
It's
there a
really
big
nice. Okay?
O on it?
No, it's just black and says Homage.
Okay, that's
But
good. That's good.
it's so functional
Yes.
and timeless.
Because you can keep your phone and your lipstick
Just
on.
Phone
like-
money.
right?
Oh, yeah, money.
What we're trying to
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
That you would
So
take
we're
your
the fanny pack of.
do. Technology.
And my fanny pack,
I don't. That's not gonna stick. Is
my
it?
belt
Let's not use
bag matched the shirt up in Cleveland. It matched. Didn't I coordinate that?
You did. You did
I
well.
rocked that
You did.
out. Yes.
Belt bag does sound nicer.
Yeah, because I know the fanny
bag.
needs to unpack, but that's another podcast.
Let's let's leave that right where it is.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So we will have to. We
We're
will
need to
have
get matching,
Wear,
Yours will say like P and mine will say VP.
There you go.
VP of C bus.
P. Oh.
P of C bus.
No, it's
Right
got to
now.
have EPIC on it because
Oh.
EPIC stands for.
Empowered.
No, that's the P. That was the first one. Encourage?
Encourage.
Encourage.
Educate.
Educate.
Empower.
Inspire.
Inspire.
Educate, empower, inspire, and
Connect.
Connect.
Yes.
There we go.
She ain't even
I
like
think
that.
that's gonna work.
So,
Take a note.
back to GirlCon.
Yes.
When is it?
When did we ever leave?
We didn't.
June.
When did we ever
12.
leave?
June 12th.
And we're gonna have that at the
At
Fawcett
the Fawcett
Center.
Center.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna expect young ladies there between the 5th and the 9th grade.
No, we changed it.
Ooh, 6th grade?
Do we pause now? Or we just keep going?
We're
with it?
just keep going.
We're considering an expansion
Isn't it a 10th
of
grade?
the age
Oh.
I
included.
thought it was
so
10th, but on an email I saw 9th, but I was like, maybe it's
Yeah,
changed.
no, it's 10th grade.
Okay.
Still down to 5th grade though?
We're gonna shoot for 7th through 10th
Okay, 7th
because
through 10th.
we feel like that's very impactful age
Yeah.
on where they have to start deciding and
Yeah,
making
yeah.
decisions about high school. I'm a 7th grader and she's talking to me about college.
So would seniors then be encouraged to come to the Blueprint for Success?
I
Correct.
can't imagine us kicking anyone out who wants
We
to
would never
learn.
kick anybody out, but
They might
anybody.
get more value from the Blueprint for
Correct.
Success.
I would think a young lady that was a senior in high school,
Yeah.
maybe exploring options at OSU or Franklin or wherever, they might find value in the leadership part of
I think so,
the
too.
September 30th conference, which is at the Student Union, where you have Terry at your disposal.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, see?
Yeah.
So, but you're going to be there for the youth conference too.
Absolutely.
Girl Con. We're supposed to call it Girl Con.
Girl,
So
come.
I think that is an inspiration for me because I also think again so many, I'm all about the numbers, statistics. Right?
yes.
So many studies show that the sooner that we can get them interested, engaged, great. But if we can give them connections to sustain that interest, that's where the opportunities lie. And so inspired. That's exactly right. And same, back to I'm all about numbers. We have made in the last 10, 15 years great strides in engaging more women and people of color within the tech industry. What we haven't necessarily been as successful as retaining them, right? Women leave the field, especially in cybersecurity and some of the core tech domains. Women leave the field twice the rate as men, right? And for reasons that are manageable, right? Inclusivity, seeing a career path for themselves, leadership opportunities,
Talk, girl.
right? And so I think that the more we can empower and enable and educate them early, it prepares them to be successful in the field. So
For me, it was all about community.
Yeah.
Being African American, like, well, where is everybody? Where
That's
is
right.
where's my counterpart?
Sure.
Or where's that slice of
Sure.
my peer group?
And our Latina compatriots even
Yeah.
less. I mean,
Yeah.
there's very
It's already very slim as a woman.
It's very
I can't
slim, so,
imagine
yeah.
even cutting that
Sure.
into a quarter. I mean,
Right. Well, and the workforce is one thing. Then the higher up we go,
Yeah.
right? The fewer women. I'm fortunate enough to sit on a board of a bank, right? And so when you statistically look at how many publicly traded bank boards have not only women but people of color, it just becomes even less and less.
Yeah.
And so
The percentage goes
the
down.
percentage
very
goes
small,
down,
yeah.
and so helping again to enable young ladies and then women to be prepared for those leadership roles, so when those opportunities present themselves, right, they're ready.
Yeah, especially in our world now. I mean, it's 2019. Like I mentioned before, there's not a business that doesn't have technology.
As a-
Everything in our world is running by it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I don't think we should
Yeah.
shut the doors on girls and
We need to
and
kick them
women.
down.
Yeah, we need to bust through. Get in there and
Yeah.
realize that we're
Well,
here to help.
Yeah.
So letting those girls see that there are these opportunities and
There
there are places for
And they can
you.
see themselves being in those leadership roles. So
And
important.
relating
Yes.
to women. I think we are also fortunate to have so many women who are in technology on the board and volunteers who want to help. So seeing I think when I was younger, that was my biggest problem. The things I wanted to be, I couldn't ever find anyone that was like me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I used to love sports. Like,
Yeah.
oh, well, there aren't really any like
Mm.
female news reporters. I mean, there are now, but when I was a little girl, there weren't. And I didn't know what technology was, but there also wasn't anyone I could relate to. So giving just young girls people who are like, I am kind of like her, or I could be like her.
Right.
Not necessarily like to try to replicate everything I've done, but just to have some kind of
But the whole
relativity.
concept, if you can see it, you can be it.
Yes, yeah,
We have to be visible
Yeah.
so they can see it,
Yeah.
right?
absolutely.
Yeah. What else?
Wow, you guys are really. Do you know all that's going down in GirlCon?
I do not, but I am, I did see our speaker, Chris, the one who is gonna present this amazing clock, this electronic clock.
Oh, Chris
I want to
Judd.
be, can I?
Chris Judd?
Chris Judd. You mean?
Chris Judd, I would love to build a clock as well, so.
Oh, he's doing the Raspberry Pis, right? Isn't that who you were
Yeah.
talking to?
Yes.
So Christopher, I think he goes by
Excited.
Christopher. Does he go by Christopher or does Chris? So he's with Manifest Solutions, and yeah, I think he's going to do a session on Raspberry Pis with the
Excited
clock.
about that.
We have somebody who's coming in to do
Gaming, robots.
robots and gaming,
Mhm.
3D printing.
Yeah.
So
Drones.
drones.
Mhm.
Which
I'd like
is
to get holographics in there and some virtual reality.
virtual reality.
Oh, that's a
we
big
have
one right
we
now.
have virtual reality.
3D printing, did I doze off when you said that?
Yeah, you sure did. And
3D printing, yeah.
so yeah, so we have.
I think we talked about also just like leadership and like I don't know what the word I'm talking about. or thinking of.
Interpersonal effectiveness.
Yeah, like soft skills
Soft-
Yep.
and how to
So-
shake hands and look someone
Yes.
in the eye. And
But you know
So
what?
we also have, we're lucky that
Powerful.
we're gonna have a woman. I'm hoping that she does the graphic art part of the gaming system. So now we've
Ooh,
tapped into
perfect.
a different.
Yep.
Area
That's
for
fun.
young ladies who may be into that graphic
Yeah.
or the designing, and she's going to walk through how she does the art part of games.
Oh, can I do
So-
these?
Well, you're
Yes.
going to be there, yes.
Just
And
go to whatever you want. Learn all the stuff.
I mean, it's so exciting for who wants to watch someone else do it. You know,
Right.
we see our youth and they want to jump and they see some, ooh, I want to do that.
Mhm.
Yep.
All of you who have kids, hey, I want to do that.
Yeah.
What do you have to do? You got to be a certain
Hands-on.
age. You can't do,
Yes.
do it.
Yeah.
I'm still 13. I want that hands-on. It's just so
Mhm.
exciting. The
Yeah.
possibilities are limitless.
Yeah.
Right.
And we
And they don't end.
Yeah, we've talked about that I think one of the most important required necessity but core aptitudes of technologists is the continuous learning.
Mhm.
Right? It changes at a pace. So you can't just get comfortable in what you do. You have to have that true desire of curiosity.
You have to have
Just
your
a
own personal
natural
drive.
curiosity
Yeah.
of new things with
Yeah.
the interest to really
Yeah.
inquisitively seek and learn new things. And I think there's a lot of our youth today. They are hands-on. They're not afraid. That's
No.
awesome. We tap into
I
that.
want to break stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
let them break it. Let them.
Yeah. Then let them fix it.
Yeah.
We did
Yeah,
a
exactly.
tech
Exactly.
tech day with a local school, more underserved, lack of resources, and so we did. It's interesting. So we did 4 stations. I'll call it physical engineering stations. So we brought in a bunch of equipment, parts, salvage stuff, and let them take it apart.
Mhm.
Take it apart, break it. How many kids in their home today are their parents going to let them like open the monitor, open the keyboard?
Right.
Like, no, don't do that. So let them break it, right?
Yeah.
We had a object-oriented programming station, right? We had virtual reality. We had an ideation station. But it's so interesting that by the end of the day, you really could see and tell the intuitive nature of each of those students, where some of them were so focused on the physical engineering of this one young lady. Oh, she took this printer apart so meticulously, and I said, okay, it's time to move to another station. She's like, oh no, I have to put it back together,
Nice.
right? I mean, she loved it. She was brilliant, and so to
Very
see
good.
that potential there, it's like, how do we build that? How do we grow that?
Yeah.
I think we forget that kids are so capable of so much. I mean, the company that I work for, we have a youth thing as well, and they do spotlight of certain children, and there was a girl on there the other day. She was 9 or 11, I can't remember. She was in that age, the age where you never would trust, a child
Don't
to
walk
like,
away. Don't turn your back.
yeah, and this girl had created a whole program that was being used worldwide. She's 9, 10, 11 years old
Wow.
and has created something that almost everyone in the tech field is
Uses.
utilizing. And like, their brains can handle it if you just let them.
Yeah,
and
give them the
them
opportunity.
resources.
So I challenge Columbus chapter.
Ooh,
Dun, 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 dun.
I think that at the getWITit Blueprint for Leadership on September 30th, there should be some interactive,
It should be.
oh yeah.
some interactive stations, workshops, something that does the same thing for adult minds.
Yeah, because our minds
Mm-hmm.
don't change. I mean, we're still curious. Our roles change because we're mothers,
Correct.
we're leaders, and we have to do some adulting.
Right.
But we still have
We have
that
to act a little bit
curiosity.
different in public.
We should.
We should.
Cheers.
Yeah.
You're right. But
Take a drink.
I will say that has been brought up as feedback for the last few, is something that's not tangible for them to take with them, but tangible to
Do it.
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Our
Just
minds
like
are-
touching a dress when you go shopping.
Yes.
Just like,
Right.
oh, how does this
Mhm.
feel?
Correct.
Yeah.
The
Same
first
thing.
year at We Can Do It, the getWITit, which at the time was Columbus,
I was there. The Raspberry Pi girl.
we had a Raspberry Pi, and you
Yes.
put it together, right? Like she
Well,
walked you.
Yeah, well, she, and then we had, was that the IoT girl? And so I'm like, oh my gosh,
That was
these things I have at my house, there's a real name.
Mm-hmm.
There's really something.
Right.
So I'm like, so you could just take any inanimate
Yeah.
object
Mm-hmm.
and put in a wine drawer to keep my wine at a certain temperature. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Or that gives me my list right on my fridge.
Mhm.
More wine.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You're almost out.
Right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that was so exciting, and
Yeah.
and I got to touch it, and I just
Right.
it just really it didn't spark. The spark is always there, but I still wanted to build.
That's.
That was still
I
in
think
there.
that's just a human, right?
Mhm.
Instinct of all the senses,
Creation.
right? We have all the senses,
Mhm.
and we want to use them all.
Yeah.
Not just sit and listen and use the
You want
audio.
to do it.
But you want to, you
You
want
wanna
to touch
do
it, you want
it.
to see it, you want to feel it,
Yeah.
you want to, yeah.
Right.
And at a place like that where you're like getting pumped up and inspired all day, and then
Yeah.
you're like, I just want to like.
And I wanna do something
Yeah,
with
I
that.
remember
Yeah.
the conference and being like, I'm going back home and I am like, I'm going to do so much work.
I'm gonna make something,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you could collab with all of these ladies you just met.
Yes, because
That
networking is
energy
just as
was
important
crazy.
as everything
Yeah.
else we're learning there.
Mhm.
Networking and meeting people
Oh
are
yeah.
the core
Yeah.
of this.
And that to me is a great segue as well too. I think another area of focus, and we talked earlier about Connie Matthews, right?
Mhm.
And some of the cybersecurity space. I have to say, Connie was in Cleveland, I think, in the Cleveland conference, did a session, or maybe it was Columbus. It was a Columbus session about how to transition into
was Col-
cybersecurity.
I think she did them at both, didn't she?
At both, maybe
Yeah.
at both. Very well received. So back to people could relate to, okay, I'm in this domain. I'm a business analyst, I'm a project manager, I'm a server administrator, I'm a desktop, whatever a domain within technology.
Mhm.
And Connie did a great job of really relating to each one of those and mapping it to, if you're interested in getting into cybersecurity, here's all the fields of cybersecurity and how it really aligns to your skills and aptitudes and kind of what the gap might be. So if you're a business analyst and you're really interested in, I'm going to make it up, incident management,
Mhm.
right? Here's kind of the skills that you'd want to build on to be able to get into cybersecurity.
I remember listening to that because I was a business analyst at the time. And I
Ah.
remember being like,
Okay.
I'm totally applying to all the
Awesome.
cybersecurity roles.
Yes.
I can
Yeah.
think of, I'm not in cybersecurity yet, but I remember at the time being like,
And great
I can
feedback
do this.
on
Mhm.
exactly walking out of there and people going, I can do,
yeah.
I get it. I get where I am
Yeah.
and I know where I want to be and now I know how to get there. And so
Mhm.
having that practical sense,
Yeah.
really, really, a lot of people,
Yeah.
great feedback on that.
Yeah, that was a good one. I remember that one.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need more.
More hands-on.
Because
I
guess
think-
what? Every year,
It's gonna get
Gotta
more
get
and more.
bigger and
Right,
bigger.
right.
you got
Well,
you,
and I think I
well,
had a hard time.
not bigger, but expectations.
More.
Better,
Yeah.
better,
Nothing
better,
matters
better.
with it.
better.
better,
That's
better.
better.
More epic.
Mhm.
Well, I remember
Epic-er.
inviting
Epic-er.
people to the last one, and everyone kind of being like, I don't want to go to like a girl power conference. And I'm like,
It's
so
nothing
much
like
more
that.
than that. It's so much more than that. It's not just about like girls drool and boys drool. Like,
Yeah, right.
we also love men, like we said
Right,
earlier. They're
right.
welcome to come as well.
Right.
But showing them and giving them
Mhm.
other things other than just hearing speeches all day is
Yeah.
definitely important.
And I think what you just said is extremely important from our perspective, from the national perspective, is I think one of the things we have to focus on is the educate part.
Yeah.
So not just the technical education, but the educate, what I call advocacy.
Yeah.
So I'm certainly a very analytical person about numbers and statistics because I think that drives good decision making. I think you make informed decisions.
Yep.
A lot of our male colleagues who are good people, who have daughters and wives, who they want
Exactly.
to be successful,
Mhm.
who are very supportive, sometimes just aren't informed.
Yeah.
I have had conversations and shared, certain statistics around either women engagement or, women in leadership or startups, right? 5% of tech startups are led by women, right? And why is that when their startups are generally more successful than men's? But I think sometimes the education and advocacy is very eye-opening
Yeah.
for some of our partners, right? And I think we have there's an opportunity there to really share some of that information. And with younger people to understand, sometimes people say, and I'll use an example. My son, he's gonna love that I used him. But he was young, and he went to an international school, which I purposefully, that was very purposeful. But I can remember one night, Tom Brokaw was on the news. I'm gonna date myself. And he was talking about the rising tension between Pakistan and India and almost on the brink of nuclear war. And my son was like laughing, what an idiot. I'm like, Tom Brokaw is not an idiot, But for him, he had a good friend who was Pakistani and he had a good friend who was Indian, and they loved each other. And he didn't understand the whole 1,000 years of contention and regions, and he didn't have that context. So to him, it was fake news. But he just didn't. He was like, no, my friends love each other. And so I use that today. That I think some of our male counterparts don't necessarily, by virtue of many reasons, have all the statistics. They don't understand some of the pure numbers. The concepts of inclusivity.
Yep.
So diversity is one thing, but inclusion is a whole separate topic.
Correct.
And so helping them to understand that statistically having, and I'm going to make it up, 50%, women doesn't mean they're equally as engaged,
Yeah.
equally as included, their voice is equally as heard, or that does not equal equality. And so I think some of our role has to be advocacy and education to our male counterparts around those opportunities.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you find some of those men who already have that knowledge. I was very blessed that my first business analyst role, I was 30 weeks pregnant when I was hired. Not only was I a woman, I was also very pregnant.
One of those.
Yes, and I remember he offered me the job, and it was me who had the inclusivity problem. They offered me the job, and I was on the phone, and I said, "Are you sure? You know I'm pregnant, right?" And he was like, well, first of all, you couldn't hide it. Like, you're not just 6 weeks, but you are 30. You are having this baby really soon. Second of all, that's not even a concern or an issue. I'm
Wow,
like,
that's pretty good.
can you tell the world that? Because
Right.
my brain, even as the
Right.
pregnant woman, has in
Made
my
it an
head,
issue.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm not good enough.
Sure.
They're going to fire me when I'm on maternity leave.
Yeah.
They're going to think I'm
Yeah.
stupid because pregnancy brain is real and you
It-
forget everything.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to go to the bathroom a lot, to pee all the time. Just through my head, I'm not enough, I'm not enough, I'm not enough. No one's ever going to like me or appreciate me.
Yeah.
And he was just like,
And
you're crazy.
Most of the time,
We want you.
women put that on themselves.
That's right.
Yes.
But men need to be aware of that.
Yes.
Correct.
We need to be aware that we belong.
Yeah.
That's where it starts.
Yes.
That we
Mhm.
belong,
Yes.
and that we need to put on our Wonder Woman force field bracelets to
Right.
say I belong, and we need to thwart those
Yeah.
thoughts, they're not even, no one even told you that came from you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That came from you.
Most of our insecurities do
Yeah.
come from us.
That's
Remember
where
trying to
that's
wear
probably
like a
it,
baggy
then.
shirt to the interview? Like I couldn't even fit
They'll
into
never
a blazer.
know.
We're like, they won't know.
They'll just
I, like,
think
walk
I'm
out,
loaded.
like- I think I started.
You're
So
like-
my first day was like end of December. My son was born like in February. He's almost 2. So like I was like really pregnant,
That's
and
funny.
I just I'm like I can totally hide this because I felt like that's what I had to do. Like they can't know I'm pregnant because I'm already a woman, so that's against me.
Yep.
Now I can't be a pregnant woman or a mother, and they're gonna think I'm gonna quit once he comes out. And it was. But there are men out there
I do
who
think there are a lot of collaborative, engaged men who just
Mhm.
want to know, what can I
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
What should
Right.
I do? And
yeah.
I think our organization
Mhm.
has a role to help them understand
Yeah.
how to answer that question.
Yeah, but Michelle's right. It's all in our
It's
heads.
it's all. no,
I
not-
did that.
Some of it is.
Some of
Based
it.
upon
Some
our
of it.
based upon our experiences.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is what I love about getWITit. Based upon our experiences, we can now say I belong.
Yes.
We can now say this is my voice. Is this how I sound? Great.
I'm
That's
good with it.
due
I'm
to
good with it.
I'm good with me being here.
Yeah.
If someone else
Yeah.
doesn't like it, I'm not going to know about it because I'm listening to me.
Yep.
And this is where I belong. And this is what I'm going to do with the tools that I have. And the tools, it's like a snowball. I'm gaining more tools as I go.
Yeah.
And that's where we want every woman in tech to be. Now,
Mhm.
again, our opportunity is not every woman is there yet.
We want
No.
every
We have
woman
to help
be
them
like
get
that.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because not every woman is in tech right now.
That's right.
Not every woman realizes, oh, I'm doing something techy. Hey, what if you're 50 and you want to do that thing you've always
Right.
wanted to do, but now there's a word, it's called techie? I didn't know that. You know, we just don't want to reach the young. We want to reach
Everybody.
everyone who's young
Sure.
at heart who realizes
Yep.
Yeah.
they belong. They belong in IT. This is it.
And I agree. There's a whole, in my mind, a whole universe of legacy skilled technologists, right?
Yep.
COBOL and the like.
Don't say the A word.
I'm just saying.
Don't say the A word.
I read an article, Java's the new COBOL. Huh. Anyway, so, but my point is, some of them don't have that vision that they
Fit in now.
they can fit now.
Yeah.
Even though they are techies,
Yeah.
but they're legacy technologies, and they somehow don't see. This is back to helping people to see their place, see how if I can see it, I can be it, and see themselves being
Yeah.
retooled in
That they're
today's.
the foundation.
They've got
Yeah.
they've got
That's
it.
the-
I had a
There's
really
such
hard time with a lot of
value.
mainframe
Yeah,
developers,
sure.
and they were like, "I can only work at a bank, and there are only 2 people
And
that
the
work
federal
there."
government.
Yeah, and they're like, "All I know is mainframe." I'm like, "You're very valuable,
Very valuable.
ma'am, sir, whoever you are.
Mhm.
Yeah. Give
You
back
are
to-
very techie. I
Let's talk
understand."
about the skills that you have,
Yeah,
not
like
the
what got you to mainframe? What got you to?
right.
What are the
Like-
secrets?
Yeah,
What are your secrets?
Yes.
That's what it is.
There's a place for everyone,
Yeah.
really.
All right. We got to find our voice. We got to get women to find their voice.
Yeah. We have it. It's just now we encourage the expression of it.
Which I would say, if we could just take a moment.
Do we need to leave?
Should we go?
Should we go?
We'll find something.
I
to talk about.
believe getWITit did that for Michelle and you.
Oh shoot!
And you. Now that I'm sitting here, I want to say that
Yeah.
we're going to just use you for an example before we move on.
I'm out of the hot seat.
No, you're next.
Uh oh.
Michelle
What?
was very much she likes to call it like bugging me or annoying me, like I want to do more, what can I do, blah blah blah. This
Oh
was
my.
last year.
I was like
I
this.
call that I call that persistence.
I loved it.
I was like
It's like, I
this.
just feel like I'm looking in a mirror. It's,
Yes.
it's a very
So
feeling.
she last year, Michelle was very much like, oh, how do I get involved? I want to. What are you doing? What do you? How?
I remember going to ICC
Mm-hmm.
for a meeting, and I'm like, I cannot be early because I just left work and I knew I was going to be late. There were no cars, and I'm like, no, they didn't. No, they didn't cancel it and tell me. So I stood outside and I'm like, where's everybody? I was so glad you picked up the phone because I'm like, where is it? No one said we canceled. But what happened was that there were less people. People had obligations and things to do. Me, I'm like, getWITit, Columbus Women, CWIT is my obligation. That's my thing, and I'm gonna make it my thing, and I'm going, and
You had a
I'm
purpose.
telling you, I'm not going. I was excited, so I was
She had a
very.
purpose and a mission.
I was on a
persistent.
mission. But I was very
And-
nervous that if I
Yeah.
call her one more time, because we're in
See.
IT. I don't know what kind of date you had.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
fine. She called me all the time. We got to get together. What can I do? What can I do? How can I help? And Michelle took care of all the Hoova, which is the app that we use.
I love Hoover.
And she did all the uploading
Sure.
of the content and the pictures and everything else. And, which was a huge relief for me because I did it the year before. I was all stressed out because I had other things. But she then rode it the whole
So
way up to
you-
Cleveland.
You had so much
Yes.
self-doubt
Mm-hmm.
about, and you bugging her,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
yet it was
didn't stop
it
me.
was purposeful, persistent
yeah.
focus that
Yeah.
resulted in you just articulated all the great. She did this. She did this. She did that. Right. So the self doubt
Yeah.
has to. We have to get
You
rid
know
of
what
that.
And then it gets better.
Doubt in my purse, and I took it with me.
Yeah, well, good.
There
Because
you
then
go.
it got better when we said, Michelle, you're going to be the president. She's like, I'm not confident in standing up in front of people. I don't know about talking in front of people. I don't have that in me. I was like, well, damn girl, you are now. You're going to
Well,
learn.
We're like,
Congratulations.
you're an international
See?
model. You have got this.
You better.
Yes.
You better tread water until we reach.
But
I
I
threw you a
too, when
pool
you have
noodle.
I got a support
purpose,
system.
when you
right?
have purpose, passion, and persistence,
Just spilled my drink
Towards
every
a
now and then,
goal.
like you.
you know,
But
unstoppable.
But it's also been told to both of these, and we have two other members that we're here to support.
Absolutely.
We are not going to leave you out
Yep.
in the dust.
Yeah.
Yep.
We are going to be here to support.
But what
and
are
help.
women terrible at?
Supporting each other.
Asking
asking for help.
Both.
Yes.
We are
Both.
wonderful
We're
at supporting each other.
Yeah.
We're terrible.
But we
at
have in our
asking
mind that
for
if
help.
those people aren't going to support us,
That's
so I'm not
right.
going to ask because you won't support
That's right.
me.
You're too busy.
Correct.
Yeah,
She's
you're too
kids,
busy.
she
You don't
has a
like me.
job.
Blah
Right.
blah blah.
I'm
whatever.
bugging you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, I'm so excited
If
about
I
this,
had women-
but I'm going to need help.
If I had women reach out to me, I would be like every other, like, yes, let's meet up. In fact, I met
Absolutely.
up with a girl who came to the call to action because
Absolutely.
she just
Yes.
messaged me and said, can we have
Can
coffee?
we connect?
I just want to talk to you.
And
I'm
you
like, that's
said-
so cool. I said,
and you
yes.
said
I had coffee.
Yes.
So
Women
You
tend.
didn't just have coffee, did you?
no.
We did just have coffee.
That's
Oh,
okay.
you said, "Ah."
No,
No,
it was
not
just
right
coffee.
this
It was
time.
like my sixth.
Well, no, I'm like just 6 cups. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, it was like a lot of
gosh.
coffee.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So, but for Amanda, she came to the conference,
Mhm.
the
2
Smash the
years
Glass,
ago.
right?
Yep,
Smash the Glass.
Okay.
And we were introduced through Lauren McEwen,
Yep.
who works now
My
for,
mentor.
that's her mentor.
Good.
Um,
Glad that you have one.
Yep. And
I'm here because of her. So
through
you're
the-
listening, Lauren.
through the Agility Partners, Lauren works for Agility Partners now. And I met Lauren when she was at Expius.
No, we were at Select Group at the time.
Oh,
the
were you?
very
Okay.
first.
Okay.
Well, I think she had just switched.
She had just switched.
Yeah.
And so I met Lauren. We became good friends, and that's how I met Amanda. And this poor girl,
Remember when I said I was pregnant?
you know
Uh-huh.
me. Well, you know me,
I had
right?
just
So,
had
this-
said child.
This baby was born in February.
Right.
We had the conference in September,
Right.
right? She's like, I have to go home and because I have breast milk and I have a baby.
I've been pumping all day in their little room. There wasn't a
Sure.
fridge, so I was carrying my breast milk.
Get
in the
it?
cooler.
I
Get it? So
This is
she's
And I'm
called
like,
like,
I gotta go home.
Listen,
it's my first time away
so
from my baby.
How many
No.
men, though, can relate to that?
not too many.
None.
But
Right?
I will tell
That's
you
why we have
this.
to help them understand and
Are you ready for
educate. I'm
this?
so ready.
This comes from me.
Um,
You be prepared.
I'm so ready. Wait.
Hold
Wait
on.
for it.
Take a sip. Oh.
I'm like, I gotta go home.
I was
baby.
like, ditch that damn baby. Let's go out. You haven't been out. You've been attached to that
Oh my
thing.
God.
You have
I'm
to
like-
go be with your people.
I'm like, how much ice do you have? Because I need to keep this milk cold until I get home later. So
Right.
she's like filling up with ice
Well,
from the
fine.
start because it was at the faucet
And what does
center.
she do? She solves for your problem.
She filled
of
up my
ice.
cooler with
She
ice.
found
and
you ice.
So that you could
sang
party.
some karaoke with
Right.
Dan.
There
and,
you go.
And I was like,
But that's the thing.
that's where I need
what,
to be.
That's
Exactly.
what women, right? When we say, oh, I would love to, but I have to solve for it. We solve for them.
Oh, we solved it.
And at work, I'm going to go back to, I need somebody who knows analytics. I'm going to help you solve for that. I need somebody who can help me figure out server configurations, and we help each other solve for it. We just have to ask for help.
Yep.
That is such the key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they say I'm the bad example.
Yeah.
I'm the bad
I tried to
influence.
avoid that part of the
are.
conversation. I was focused on the positive
But-
lesson.
You met
Positive.
people.
Mhm.
Amanda then was like, this group is who I want to
This
be
is where I
with.
wanna be.
This is
Exactly.
where I want to be. And that's what it's all
Yeah.
about.
The next year, I remember I went and I had every female in the IT department at my
Yep.
company at the time
Yep.
come to the conference. And I was still just like, okay, that's not enough for me. Like,
Yep.
inviting people isn't enough. Like, this is an organization that, like, I need
Can
them
make
to be
a
heard.
difference.
Yes.
Can make a difference.
This
So then
is
I
my
started bugging
community.
Elizabeth, like, hey,
Yeah.
girl,
Yeah.
remember me? I feel like that exact wording was
Yeah.
in my email, and I'm like, how can I swear, we can pull the email. I remember at the end I said, how can I take over the world with you? Like,
That's what she
I
said.
am ready.
Yeah.
How do I do it? How do I show women that, like, I've done this so they
They
can
too
do
can
it?
pump and put it on ice.
That's-
and
You can
party.
pump, you
pump
have
it.
ice, you can be
Ice
pregnant,
it.
you can pump, we will accommodate, we will get you there.
Yeah.
See?
And I love some of these stories of how we have this camaraderie, this mutual understanding. How do we help each other? You know, I also though I have some experiences from various conferences and people reaching out, and you know I want to share that sometimes they're more difficult conversations and coaching points, right? Where quite often women have gotten themselves into, they're trapped.
Yeah.
They're trapped by their previous decisions, right? They're trapped fiscally, socially, professionally. Particularly, you know, they're one of the more particularly difficult conversations are you know, women who have personal life challenges, professional challenges, and now they have unfortunately become victims of everything. And they don't feel empowered, and they don't feel supported, and they don't feel like solutions are at hand, right? And so those sometimes can be more difficult conversations. The
Yeah.
whole get your head out of your
ass. You can
conversation.
say
Well, you can say
I
that.
can say it.
I'm not offended by it, but my
Yeah.
point is, I think that there are great stories of camaraderie and fun, but there are also hard stories of how to help people who feel like they're in a helpless situation, right? They feel trapped, and that's one of the things that I it's particularly hard because you know, people have made decisions that have put them fiscally upside down or in relationships that aren't healthy and in a job they hate. Right? That's not fun.
Mm-mm.
It's just not fun. But it's still solvable.
You can
And
still
it's
get
solvable with the
yourself out of
same
it.
concepts.
Mhm.
Purpose, right?
Mhm.
What is your purpose? What is your mission? You have to be persistent. What is your passion? Find your passion, find your purpose. Ask for help, right?
Yeah.
Find your voice. Those same concepts apply to happy times
And hard times.
and hard times. And that's where I think I want to, you know, it's kind of the good comes with the bad.
Yeah.
And that sometimes
Stepping stones.
some
all
of the
still
women
same.
who need help are really in difficult situations. And I think still having that somebody who understands the challenges of life, the challenges of relationships, the challenges of work, the challenges of being a woman experience is so valuable, so valuable.
Yeah, that's why this conference is so chapter,
Yeah.
everything, the whole
The connect
organization
part.
is
Oh,
so
yeah.
important.
That connect part.
Yeah, because you're gonna connect. Even sitting right here between the four of us, we have so many different experiences,
Yeah.
so many different things we've been through. It's just
Backgrounds.
everything
Yeah.
is so different, and
All of our backgrounds brought us here.
Yeah,
that's
I-
moment.
That's
You know,
teaching.
I
No matter
never-
what we've gone through, we're still sitting here.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
that's one thing that we'll reach out to,
Yeah.
to like GirlCon. We're gonna reach out to, Blue
Yep.
like print, Epic, 5 years, 6 years,
For a
12,
while,
10.
whatever.
Epicer,
Yeah.
Epicus.
yeah, all of them.
At
The
the
most
most epic
but
ever.
this
epic-
is where
epic
we
infinity.
all bring
Yeah.
our little pieces
Yeah.
together, and we're building on that. That's
Everyone
what's important.
should be able to relate to someone here. I never 2 years ago thought I'd be sitting in this position ever.
I had
Whenever
visions.
I-
I didn't realize what they were, but I was like, "There's something I'm supposed to be doing."
Yeah.
There's visions of
Yeah.
me not being where I was at the time and to do something else.
Yeah.
So there was something inside of me saying, "This is not it."
Most people have aspirations to be part
Mhm.
of something bigger than themselves.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just sometimes don't know the path. They don't know
You
what
you
it is
you
or how
realize
to.
it.
But
Until they lock you
but they
outside of
have
the building and
aspira-
you have to make phone calls to let you in.
It's cold.
Well, we're here to help
But it was
those women.
it was not anything you were in control of.
That's right.
We'll let them
That's
all
right.
in the building.
Yeah.
All right, Darren. Darren gives me the time. Darren's my guy over here.
Thank
Wave
you,
to Darren.
Hi, Darren. He's in the picture. He's in the picture of your.
He is. It's me and
Oh, yeah.
Darren.
Yes.
It's me and Darren. Yes. So, all right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
might have to do this again. I mean, this
Yeah.
was pretty good.
Just saying.
I'm just saying.
Well, in June we have GirlCon on June 12th.
Oh, Darren, I need you to put that on your calendar.
Then September 30th, Blueprint, and
Oh,
then
that one too.
we have other get-togethers
Yes.
throughout
Yeah. I think
the
Some
month.
tech meetups and
So-
we can work on
meetups.
adding just fun
Yes.
fun stuff too.
Always
Doesn't all have to
opportunities
be
to
tech meetups. Let's
network.
just hang out. Yeah.
Always
We will
opportunities
always
to network.
have these fine young ladies will be planning the happy hour party, and we will
Oh,
be
get to
looking
plan
for
it?
a
Ooh.
sponsor that will host that happy hour to
Mhm.
kick off the Blueprint for Leadership conference at September 30th. And we will also be, I believe, nobody quote me on this because my brain, May 4th.
it's being recorded.
I know. What do you mean
Shoot,
nobody
May the
quote
4th be with you? Wait a minute, do we
Are you
really
talking
want to
about the
do this?
May 2nd.
Okay.
It might be May 2nd is
What
the
is
really
it?
close
It's
to
the
Cinco de
COSI
Mayo.
event. COSI is
Oh,
doing
yes,
a whole week
yes.
of
It's that
tech.
First week of May.
something
Yes.
in May, the
I
very
think
early
it's May 4th. May the 4th be with you. We should all
May
dress
4th
up like
be with
Princess
you.
Leia.
Princess
So,
Leia. Ooh, I could do
It's
that.
gonna be at Rev
No,
1,
not a Princess
and
Leia.
it's
Chewbacca? I don't see you doing that one either.
oh my god, women.
Women,
Wine,
wine, and
women
web
and
design.
code.
Women, wine, and web design, yeah.
Yes,
Wine.
thank you. Web
Yes,
design.
Yes.
Yes, that is going to be at Rev 1. And that first, we'll have more information from
Yeah.
these ladies. We'll be sending that out. And then, of course,
So excited.
we will have GirlCon on June 12th.
GirlCon.
And all sorts of things. We're looking.
Women in Analytics,
Is it-
February 19th through the
Okay.
21st. I'm doing a lunch and learn on teamwork. So,
And their conference is in May.
and their conference is in May.
And we also have the CIO Tomorrow Forum, which will be
April.
April 30th.
Yes.
I had to move a conference because of that.
Well, thank you.
No problem.
We appreciate it.
So currently we are looking for sponsors for both GirlCon and getWITit, September 30th. If you're interested, you can get a hold of Amanda at amanda.lange, Lange, at,
E. Don't forget that. A lot of people leave the E off.
remember the E, at,
Lange.
She's
Get with it.
terrible with names.
I know.
She said it. I just want to make sure. Sometimes
I
when you
said
say
it.
Lange, it all runs together.
Yeah, I said it.
G, like you're
Oh.
saying.
Yeah,
G,
yeah,
G.
yeah. Some people
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
At getwittit.org
Yep.
or Michelle with one L. Oh my God,
We
one
couldn't
L.
just be
Wow.
easy.
No, Harris, HA with 2 R's, IS at getwittit.org.
Yes.
Or myself, Elizabeth.tolia at getwittit.org. You could also go to the website, getwittit.org,
Yes.
and go to the contact us, and send an email, and it will go to one of us fine
Yes.
ladies to answer you. And check out all the stuff that will be coming up.
Soon, we're gonna get a reboot soon.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna look so good. You're not gonna leave that site.
You're not going to. You're gonna
Just
stay
gonna
on that
hang
site.
out. You're gonna be like, look at all these
It
beautiful
will be
pictures.
Epic.
It will be epic.
It'll be
Epic
epic, but there's no
experience.
food involved, so eat first.
All right. Thank you, ladies.